welcome back to another episode of Happiness Matters, the show with me, Beanie Man, and Mr. Mo, the service dog, who is otherwise occupied right now. And today I'm here with my friend Wendy, and yes, we met networking kind of. I was part of Women's Council of Realtors when we met, because I was a mortgage loan officer for a hot minute, and didn't like it much, but I met some amazing people, and Wendy is one of them.
Thanks.
And actually, big, huge thank you to you, because you gave me my first speaking opportunity.
Yes.
So, which I'm like, oh, I love you, thank you.
When you see somebody that has something special, you embrace it and you exploit it and you share it with the world.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely, I agree. So Wendy is a real estate broker. She has her own firm.
Yes.
It's, I keep forgetting.
Equity Colorado Real Estate.
Okay, that. And you're just amazing.
Oh,
what you do. But so I met you as Miss Professional Real Estate Agent.
Yes.
And I think you were in charge of the programs.
Yes, programs for the Women's Council.
For the Women's Council at that time, last year. And then I learned something where I'm like, I mean, seriously, wow. So, she does roller derby.
Yes.
I'm like, what? I'm looking at you and I'm going, say, what? And you are kicking butts and taking names.
I'm okay.
No, you are. I was talking to you on Facebook and I was like, so you were in Vegas not too long ago.
Yes, for RollerCon.
Mm-hmm. I mean, tell me how and when and tell me all about it.
Well, I started skating at a very young age. I think it's in my blood. My dad grew up at the rink back in the 60s and 70s.
We're talking roller rink, not skating rink.
No, skating rink, regular old skating rink.
Like ice skating?
No, roller rink, skating rink. I guess back in Texas we don't have ice rinks, so a roller rink or
well, see, I grew up in Germany. We have more of the ice.
So they're interchangeable down south.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, old school 70s disco kind of roller skating, and it was in my blood. I started skating at 2. And
so was it before you learned to walk or right after? Or
probably about the same time. I did the same thing with my son. He put skates on at 18 months. And,
oh, wow, nice.
And learned to skate. But skated growing up and then quit skating when I started with classical ballet. And took classical ballet up until the time I was 14. And then one day I worked with special education in high school as a peer tutor, and we took them roller skating one day, and the owner there was like, oh my gosh, you're amazing, we want to offer you a job as a rink DJ. And
nice.
Started off there, then started figure skating and speed skating through the last couple years of high school. Tore my knee senior year of high school, and so coached through college, and then got married and pregnant and quit skating. And then one day I took my kid to the rink for a birthday party, but before the party started there was these girls skating and hitting each other, and
that's fun.
I was amazed and told the rink owner, who was still an old friend of mine, oh my gosh, I need to lose 50 pounds and start this sport. And she's like, no, start this sport and you're going to lose 50 pounds in no time. And the rest is kind of history, you know. There's a saying, roller derby saved my soul. And I believe that because at the time I had lost my identity. I was Trevor's mom, or I was Lieutenant Bailey's wife.
Which happens to a lot of us. I mean, it's like, I was the same way. It's like, you know, I was Timson Patrick's mom. I was Sergeant Mann's wife, and then First Sergeant's wife, and then, you know, through all of that. And it's like, so I totally get that. Yeah, and I know some of you are feeling the same way.
Absolutely. So it became, I had to come up with my alter ego, because back then, and still today, but it's a little less prevalent than it used to. It was a lot of show, and we came up with our alter egos. So I came up with the name Beater Bailey as a play off of Beetle Bailey. And
I like that.
For the last 13 years, the derby community just knows me as Beater.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, you know, I'm amazed because I know you go to all these tournaments and you do all that, and then I see you and I know you wear all the protective gear, but still. It's like, I never see any bruising on you.
Oh.
I mean, at least on the visible parts.
I think it's just been timing. I'm looking right now because we had scrimmage last night. I have a couple of forearm bruises and what have you, but yeah, I've had some pretty good injuries. I've lost 2 teeth. I've had 3 knee surgeries. Luckily, I have not had, knock on wood,
Yeah, that's all right.
any major breaks. We see tib fib breaks pretty frequently.
Oh, wow.
With just the way that the ankle can turn and you can land on it. But mine have all been,
Mo, really?
Mo needs love. Mo needs love.
This guy is something special today, let me tell you.
But all of my injuries have been, well, I have broken a finger, but that's no major breaks, but 2 concussions, couple teeth, torn ACL, torn PCL, 3 knee surgeries, couple sprained ankles, teeth. Haven't broken a nose yet, which is good.
Wow.
Had a couple hematomas. I came back from RollerCon last year with a large bruise on my forehead. It was about half a
Oh, you were a unicorn.
Yes, a unicorn. Absolutely.
Magical. Well, you are magical, I think.
Oh gosh, thank you.
Because I think you're amazing.
I think you're amazing as
Oh,
well.
thank you.
So, but yeah.
You, I love you. You drive me crazy today. Anyway.
So what do you want to know about Derby? What questions do you have?
I mean, I've seen it like here and there. I was aware of it. You know, now that I have you in my tribe and in my life, it's like it seems to be everywhere almost. Because you know what you pay attention to, what you now it's in my awareness. It's like, oh, check this out. Oh, I know somebody. It's like, oh, this is so cool, you know. But now, are there like groups in every town? Can anybody join?
Yeah.
What are the age requirements? I mean, are there any requirements?
So,
Clearly I wouldn't qualify, but that's a different story.
anybody, you would be surprised. So, there's actually junior leagues are a movement now. I actually helped start one of the junior leagues in Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
With one of my girlfriends back in 2010. 2010. We started the Sin City Junior Rollers because
I like the name.
it's really an inclusive sport. It doesn't matter how skilled you are or how unskilled you are. It doesn't matter how old or how young you are. It doesn't matter if you're tall, short, if you're wide or you're narrow. They welcome you, we welcome you, and we train you, and it is a camaraderie amongst women that I've never seen before. We have lawyers. There's 2 lawyers on our league.
Oh, wow.
There are girls that just graduated high school that are in between high school and college and are baristas right now with really no other thing going on in their lives besides Derby, and there's women like me and a couple of my lawyer friends that squeeze Derby in because we have to have it in the midst of our crazy lives.
So it's kind of like an addiction. It's kind of.
It is. You know,
some people go to the gym 5 times a day or 5 hours a day or whatever, you know, and it's like.
It is because there's a term that we use called "leave it all on the track." That you and I can maybe have beef on the track, and I'll be mad because you high blocked me, or I feel that you skate dirty, or what have you. And we can have it out and maybe not even speak on the track. But when we get off, we realize that we're people and maybe you had a really crappy day. And maybe that's why you were skating so horribly. But we may be BFFs off the track and we don't discuss the drama.
And you know, I have to say, I really, really like that. You know, and I wish, it's like those guys you're watching, you know, a lot of times it's like when you're at work, there's issues going on at work and everything, or in everyday life, you know, people treat you not the way you would like to be treated. And we tend to just react and really blow it out of proportion, you know, because we have stuff going on with ourselves too. And I love the fact that, you know, you leave it wherever it is and understand that the other person might be going through something. You know, so instead of adding to it, reach out and it's like, hey, you know what? I understand stuff happens, you know, how can I help?
And
I love that.
sometimes we just won't talk about it.
And that's
because
fine too.
it won't be, maybe I don't have that close relationship with you, but I respect you enough not to
Add to
make
it
a
and make it worse.
big deal of it. But there are times too where I'll be like, oh my gosh, she never skates this way. She never says a bad word. This girl's always singing and dancing on the track. And if I have a moment alone, I'll be like, hey, everything okay with you today? You just seem off. And sometimes they'll be like, yeah, leave me alone. Or they'll be like, yes, I had a crap day, and they will break down. So it is that opportunity to kind of step away from reality for, sometimes we practice for an hour and a half, sometimes we practice for 3 hours, but to step away for that short amount of time. And I said this the last time my husband begged me to retire. I said, there is no other feeling in the world than being in a pack of 10 other women that are sweaty and ambitious and athletic and competitive and just knocking the crap out of each other, and just for the sake of scoring a point. And then you get off the track and you're like, oh man, that call I had earlier today doesn't seem so bad anymore. You know, and it's amazing, and I've never felt anything else like it in my life.
That's amazing. And I think it's really important to have those outlets. Whether it's with roller derby, or you going to the gym, or going for a walk in the woods, or playing with your dog or something. But I think we all need to have an outlet, to just blow off steam. And however that looks, I mean, in a safe kind of way. I mean, I'm not, let's not go to the dark side here. But we all need that. And sometimes we just need somebody to say, hey, are you okay? And I mean, I do it too. When I see people, and I kind of can sense their energy. I can read fairly well, I would say, and I can go up and say, hey, everything okay? It's like, you just need a hug.
Right.
Because you know me, I'm a hugger.
Yes.
I'm an absolute hugger.
Big
and
hugger.
sometimes all it is people need to know, hey, somebody cares. And sometimes it's just enough to hug them, or just smile at them. And it's so important, and I absolutely love that.
And we do hug. I mean, we hit and we hug.
It's like, come here.
And I'll tell you, one of the best feelings in the world, that's the equivalent of a hug, at least to me, is when, yes, we're all part of the same league, but we break up into teams just for that scrimmage or what have you. And me delivering a hit on somebody on the opposing team and having them standing up and saying, man, that was a really good hit. High five. Thank you for that. And you don't see that a lot.
Right.
When you can be split up into competitive groups and be able to say thank you to the person on the other side for really challenging you and making you maybe step up your game a little bit more.
I love that. And I can also see, I mean, especially when you said you helped start a junior league up in Las Vegas, what it does for the self-esteem for our young women. And not just for any woman, really. Because I see so many, they're amazing, amazing, amazing women, but they have very little self-esteem. And they're so unsure of themselves, and it breaks my heart. It really does.
The junior league was a huge passion of mine. I always say that roller derby promotes female empowerment through athleticism. And a lot of our junior girls, when they first started, I don't think embraced that or even understood what it meant. But at the end of our second year, we had girls that came from very wealthy families that came in with their blonde hair and their brand new shiny skates, with girls that barely could afford to buy used gear. And we had the girls that were the emo girls that, had dark hair and never wanted to talk to anybody.
Right.
And at the end of
We'll have chills. That's amazing.
2 years, they were all the best of buddies. Now, would they maybe all go out and party together, or not party together, but hang out on Friday nights or whatever? Not necessarily. But some of them went to the same schools, and they would say that they would high five and they acknowledged each other and what have you.
And that's huge. That is so big these days.
Yeah. And it
oh my goodness, that's amazing.
The tolerance, because they had to get to know these girls in order to be able to have trust on the track. And so where they may have been biased or prejudiced because this was part of this particular group and she was a part of the preps and she was part of the emo group.
Right.
They understood those people and didn't judge or make fun or put pressure on the things that we see because of the segregation of these cliques in school. So that was when I left Vegas and moved here. I was like, if I made an impact on just one of those girls' lives and was
oh my gosh,
and
I think
change.
you made an impact on all of their lives.
So, and we do that, that's part of our adult culture as well.
Because tolerance, I mean, tolerating each other, is the key, really, because here's the truth. We're more alike than we're different.
Yes.
We are so much more alike than we're different. And I actually just saw a video on Facebook where they brought together a whole bunch of people, and they were all connected in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, to me, this is so powerful because they always say there's like, what, 6 degrees of separation?
Yep.
I believe it's actually less than that.
I do too.
I think it's 2, maybe 3 at the most.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always in awe when I run into people and we know somebody in common, we have a common interest, we have something, and at the bottom line is we all bleed red, and we all have to wipe our own. That's my thing, because we are much more alike than we're different. It's just all those, the beliefs and the thinking and all the stuff that we take in and take for truth and whatnot, that we let cloud ourselves. So I love, and that's why I love when it's organizations like in, and stuff that what you do just looks beyond all that and is like, really, hey, check this out, guys. Yeah. We are one. Mm-hmm. We are one. It's like, yeah, I might beat the crap out of you here on the track, but we are one.
Yes.
And that is huge. That is huge. I love that because happiness matters,
Yeah, absolutely. And you said back to the 6 degrees. I think that you and I think that you are probably just 1 degree of separation from everybody in this town because you are so tightly woven. Your threads are so tightly woven into this city and into bringing people together and breaking down those barriers.
Thank you.
So I thank you for that because you are so influential, Beanie. You really, really are.
It's like, you never know.
Right?
And it is so funny. So my husband and I were just talking because he was out, I think he went to the PX or somewhere in town or something, and he comes home and he's big smile on his face, and I said, "What's up, dude?" I was like, he goes, "Well, again, it shows you never know who you have an influence on." One of his soldiers from, when he was sergeant major or first sergeant or whatever, came up and thanked him for making a difference.
Wow.
And we just never know. And my thing is like, treat others the way you want to be treated. And I love connecting people. I love people.
Yes.
I don't like everybody, but I love, I love people. But I love connecting people. And when I see, it's like, hey, what do you need? Who do you need to be connected to? Mm-hmm. I love making those connections.
Right.
And then I love watching where they take it and what comes from it.
Right.
It's just so cool.
I agree.
It is so cool, but we never know who we touch. Is like, even though you're not part of that junior league anymore, but you're still impacting, you're still having an impact on the girls that are coming in right now. Mm-hmm. And that will never change, and that's huge.
Well, and I have to share a story with you. I spoke to one of my friends from Vegas because I still have a very deep connection there. And she was telling me, guess who just showed up for adult scrimmage? And I said, who? She goes, Ginger. I said, wait, Ginger was 11 when we started this league.
Oh, I have children.
And she's awesome. Like, she's crossed over, she's 18, and she is an adult skater now. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so old. But
no, you're getting wiser.
And
anyway,
here she is. Here she is.
That's amazing.
Was a 11-year-old cute little girl, but was some turmoil in her life. And
who doesn't have that?
Right? And watched her grow, get sponsored by national skate companies.
Oh,
because
wow.
She ended up being so good. And now she's crossed over and is skating with our adult
league that is
now.
Amazing. That is, wow.
So that has been, still has continued to be a constant and a reliable resource for her has been Derby for the last 7 years.
That is amazing.
Yes.
That is amazing. And here's the thing too, it's like with the ripple effect. Mm-hmm. The lives that she is impacting.
Right.
And then those lives that are impacting that were and so on. I mean, this is just, it's the gift that keeps on giving. I love that.
Absolutely.
I absolutely love that. And it's like, going out, follow your passion, do what you love to do. I mean, it took me over 50 years to figure that part out, but here I am.
Well, I think
but it's okay. But, it's just follow your passion and do for others, because what you get back is unbelievable. I mean, it's just wow.
I feel that we have a duty, particularly as women,
Yes.
to make opportunities for those coming up after us, to show them that
Yes, you can.
if things aren't good, that they can be good.
Yep.
That life is choices, that you do not have to play the hand that was dealt to you. You can always deal it back to the dealer and tell them you want another hand.
You
and
can bluff
change
with
it.
it and still win.
Yeah, you have that power to make the change, and I think that that's one of the biggest things Derby does is empowers, where they feel like they were powerless before.
Oh, absolutely, and then that's what I love, because it's not just running around in circles, but I mean it's strength. It's like you have to have some strength, and it's not just the physical strength, but I think you also have to have the mental strength to make it through a competition.
Yes.
So.
And even just to make it to the point where you pass minimums. We have minimum skills that aren't easily achieved by everybody.
Right.
And having the strength, the mental strength is huge. But having that encouragement, somebody to get behind you and pace you when you're having to do your endurance test.
And cheering on and knowing you have that behind you.
And that helps you build up the mental strength if you didn't have it already. So it's, yeah. I don't know where I would be if I hadn't found it that day, if I had not gone to that birthday party that day back in San Antonio.
But there's no coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe everything happens for a reason.
Yep,
so
they do.
They do. They absolutely do. So it's talking about having that team behind you that to cheer you on and everything. I mean, it's with any team, and I had it with the Southern Colorado Women's Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
They really, for me, it gave me the strength to walk away last year, and step into me, because I know I have that whole group behind me. And it makes a big difference to have a team behind you that's cheering you on. You may not always get along with everybody, but knowing that they're there for you when you need them and to cheer you on and lift you up and give you that hand up, and it's like, you know what, you can do this. It's huge. You can put a price tag on that.
No, absolutely not. You can't. It's something that can't be taught in a school.
No.
It's something that can't be forced.
No.
But
it can be learned.
It can be learned.
It can be learned.
Definitely can be learned.
And it is so, I love that. So, are you looking is there a junior league here?
There is a junior league here called the Mile High Hitters.
Okay, we're talking Colorado Springs.
Yes. Colorado Springs and Denver Mile High Hitters. You can look them up on Facebook. There are some of our local skaters, our adult skaters, are the moms that actually coach.
Okay, nice.
2 skaters that skate on our WFDA League, our Women's Flat Track Derby Association.
Can you say that slower?
WFDA, Women's Flat Track Derby Association.
Okay.
There are some of our all-star skaters are also junior coaches. So these women not only give back to their leagues, but give back and train our junior skaters as well, which are ages, I believe, between 10 and 17. And then there's different levels. The younger girls can't hit. They can't, don't have contacts. So they just learn to block and learn positional strategies and things of that nature. And then our older girls sometimes will even play with young athletic men, because it's not just a women's sport anymore. We've integrated men in, so there's men's leagues and then there's co-ed teams and leagues as well.
See, that was my next question. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm reading.
You're psychic. Wow.
Yes, I am. So, where initially it was just a female sport, again, we are inclusive. And so as men started stepping up going, hey, I want to play this. And some old speed skaters and old roller hockey skaters are like, hey, I want to cross over and play this sport as well. MRDA, which is the Men's Roller Derby Association, was created, I believe 8 years ago.
Oh wow, that's pretty new then still.
And has started to integrate and doing more co-ed skating. And I'll tell you, co-ed skating is amazing. When you can hit a guy twice your size and lay him out, and you're like, and you just
Ooh, I
skate
did
off.
that. Wow.
You're like, all right, I'm gonna puff my chest up just a little bit. I hope nobody sees me. I can't help it, but I'm gonna do it.
Did anybody get that on video?
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
But they're the ones that'll come up and be like, that was a darn good hit, and they're like, high five. So,
How about that for an ego boost and a self-esteem boost? Is like, yeah.
absolutely.
That's awesome. That is
Absolutely.
awesome. So how many groups do you have here, just here in the Springs?
Here in the Springs,
I know there's at least 2.
Here in the Springs, we have a league. We have one league called the Pikes Peak Derby Dames.
Oh, okay.
Underneath the Pikes Peak Derby Dames, we have 2 travel teams.
Mm.
So our All-Stars are part of our WUPTA charter, which is our internationally ranked team, because the WUPTA is now international. Then we
Nice.
have our team called the Slamazons, which is our it's our B team, so they travel as
I
well.
love that, the Slamazons.
But they kind of work. Their goal is normally to become an A-level skater to work up to that charter, that national charter. And then we have 3 home teams that just play here locally. They're amongst themselves or amongst other Colorado teams. So, for example, my home team is called the Killer Queens. And
It's a great song by Queen too.
our
Do you guys play that when you?
We don't.
You should.
We all get together and kind of determine what's the song we want to play for that particular game,
Oh,
and
okay.
how we're feeling or what's going on.
But
And
that should be like your song when you come on.
our official song, yeah.
When you come into the arena, whatever you call it, in the rink, when you come in and they introduce you, that I think that
We've
song
played that
should
before.
play.
We've definitely played that before. But we're actually playing this weekend. This Saturday,
Nice.
we're playing against Fort Collins. And then every month what month are we in now? This is August, September,
I was like,
and October.
We're still in August, yes.
September and October, our other 2 home teams will play, and then we kind of play fun bouts. Like we'll have Santa Claus's elves versus the Tom the turkeys and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, that sounds a lot of fun.
Yes. So
I love that. Wow, good for you.
Thank you.
That is so cool. So I still have to, I have a brag a little bit on Miss Wendy here.
Oh, gosh.
Too. No, not only is she amazing, as you clearly can see.
Thank you.
And this amazing roller derby dame. Yeah.
It's perfect.
We'll just go with that.
Perfect.
But she's also a really integral part in our community here.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Own it, girl.
Okay, I will own it.
Own it. I know you were nominated for, what is it, Athena?
Yes, the Athena
The
Awards.
Athena
Through
Awards.
the Chamber of Commerce.
Through the Colorado Springs Chamber of Commerce and EDC.
Yes.
And then you just now been nominated as a Woman of Influence with the Colorado Springs Business Journal.
Yes.
That is just amazing. And then you're also, what are you, the president-elect right now for the Women's Council of Realtors?
President-elect, yes, for the Pikes Peak Network of the
Mhm.
Women's Council of Realtors. And then I'm on the ballot for a director for the board of directors for the Pikes Peak Association of Realtors
Wow.
for 2020 as well.
Wow. Wow. I'm blown away. I really am blown away. And I love your heart for the community. I love your heart for the people here.
Thank you.
You know, I just love your heart, period. Because you're amazing.
I kind of like your heart too,
Oh,
Minnie.
thanks, Emily. I mean, it's just, bless you, Mo.
Goodness gracious.
He's been going through sneezing fits lately.
It's allergy season.
No, it started, I was at Natural Grocers in the produce department, and he started, I'm like, oh, you're allergic to vegetables and fruits. So anyway.
Of course, he just wants
but-
the bacon, right?
If he could, yeah. No, but seriously, I mean, but again, your vibe attracts your tribe. You know, there's no coincidence that we met, that we connected, and then we had this instant, like, soul sister type thing.
Yes, I
So-
agree.
But again, we're more alike than we're different. All of us, any of us, male, female, it doesn't matter. You know, and it's just, it makes my heart sing to see strong women and men, you know, but of course, because I'm a girl, strong women, to really shine in what they do and giving back and just being amazing. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Minnie.
thank you. And thank you, Mo, for being Mo.
Mo the service dog.
The camera's that way. We go through this. So here, there's Mo's face. Here you go. All right, get off. Can you not? Okay, come on over. Okay, whatever. So anyway, thank you. I got nothing.
This has been my pleasure. Trust me. This has been the best time I've had in a while.
Oh, that's sad, but thank you. I mean, it's great for me, but sad in a way, you know, but yes, thank you. But no, thank you so much for being here, for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
And bringing some light into the roller derby world.
Yep, if you have any other questions, feel free to contact me. I'm very, very passionate about the sport.
And I'll put your contact info and the derby info and everything into the credits.
That would be fabulous.
So if any of you is interested, you know, you can reach out to the big national, international chapter and find out where there's a group in your area.
Yes.
You know, I know there's stuff here in Colorado Springs, and for that you can connect with Wendy.
Yes, please do.
Like, what was I going to say? But anyway, and for the rest, you know, I'll put the info up and everything. So thank you.
Thank you.
For being here. I always love my time with you.
Yeah, me as well.
Thank you. So thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great day, great week. Whenever you're watching this, be fabulous, you know. Be happy, be kind, be love. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.
And